It's Fully Threaded Radio Special Report.
So we all kept to our word, and Steve Dunham made it out to the Pac-West, and we had a little chat with Cheryl last night. What was her takeaway?
She decided that she really loves you.
All right, finally.
You made it after it took all these years, and you finally made it into the book.
And I hope that I'm going to see you guys at the next one in that case then, Steve.
And next one looks like it's going to be back here again, from what I'm told. So Cheryl's like, yeah, we'll come back to Anaheim.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
All right. Hey, everyone. Eric Dudas with you. Fully Threaded Radio. Special report this time. I recently returned from the Pac-West Fastener Association Spring Conference that happened in Anaheim, California, March 13th and 14th. And if you heard episode 210 of the podcast, you might remember that Steve and Cheryl Dunham sold their fastener business of many years up there in Medford, Oregon at Sasco Fasteners. And we all promised to meet up at the Pac-West, and that's what we did. Wonderful to see them. Several old-time Pac-West folks showed up. Jim Law with Ababa. He also recently retired, sold his business. And several old friends walked by during the tabletop. And if you hit these things, you know full well how that feels. It's always a great thing. So I've got 2 packages of sound this time. These are interviews taken during the various events and during the tabletop. Give you kind of a taste of what it was like. And I'll play this first one now, then take a short break. I've got some totals for you. And of course, the results of the golf outing, which I don't know how competitive it was, but I think you'll get a kick out of who took it this time. The title sponsors of Fully Threaded Radio, Star Stainless, Global Fasteners, and Brighton Best International. Fully Threaded Radio is also sponsored by Buckeye Fasteners and the Ohio Nut and Bolt Company, BTM Manufacturing, Eurolink Fastener Supply Service, InSequel Software, Fastener Fair USA, J-Land Franco, Solution Industries, Volt Industrial Plastics, and Worth Industry USA. So let's jump into this first package of interviews. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Dave Kajanik, we're setting up for the tabletop. What's your reaction to the session so far, or anything actually having to do with the conference?
Session has been great. I mean, a lot of interesting things. The speakers are fantastic. Highly recommend. I was not planning on coming down, but I took the Surfliner down from my house. Great ride. And again, what's really nice about these is to be able to see people you've known for 20, 30, 40 years in the business and talk about old times and new times. I mean, it's truly a lot of fun.
100%. That's what these things are all about. And we'll see a lot more of them this afternoon, won't we?
Oh, yeah. This afternoon and this evening.
You were at the cocktail party reception last night. What is everybody talking about?
Everybody's talking about tariffs. Everybody's talking about what's going to happen. Of course, it's a fluid situation, changes every day, every other day. Most of the people that I talk to overseas that I've known for many years, they're not panicking, and they're telling me that they really think in 3 to 4 months, this whole situation is going to go more so to reciprocal tariffs as opposed to a flat country by country tariff. So we'll see, but that's how they feel overseas.
Interesting. What are you personally focusing on these days?
Just trying to get things quoted overseas, get the salespeople to place some orders, and just continuing to have a really fun time in this business. Love it.
George Martinez, he's here selling some gloves or what?
Yeah, bringing all the nitro gloves and neck gloves and try and get everything going.
So what's the reaction so far from everything? What's the standout in the conference so far for you?
It was informative. Obviously, I think seeing everybody, seeing what the talk is about.
Then that last session, he was talking about personal performance and upping your whole game. You get taking anything away from that one? Are you going to drink less coffee?
You know what? It's funny he was talking about that, but for the most part, I actually started drinking tea instead of coffee.
No way. When did that start?
I did that already 6 months ago.
You ever drink any horchata?
Yeah.
It's full of sugar, man.
Yeah. But, it's just mainly the tea. I think coffee, it's been overrated. And, it's almost like a drug, almost like, you just want to drink it every single day.
Oh, yeah. You ever had U-Bolt blend?
Oh.
What's your favorite part about the fastener industry all these years?
All these years, I just, the best part is you don't realize how much nuts and bolts you can sell. I think when I first started, you look at it and it's like, how much can you sell of nuts and bolts?
A lot.
And then you realize like, wow. And then you start looking at everything. Everything has nuts and bolts. Everything's put together with nuts and bolts. So
George Martinez, BBI, good to see you, brother.
you too.
Here with Tanner Chaffin, Action Fasteners. We just got done with this session here at the Pac-West, and you've been a bunch of these sessions, though, today. What did you take away so far?
The biggest takeaway, I think, from the morning session with the young professionals, how do we get people attracted to this industry, is how we communicate the opportunities this industry has. I was listening to another podcast with the Distribution Talk, and they talked about how there's a lot of opportunities in this industry specifically for young people to make impact at an early stage in their career. Young branch managers or operation managers that are maybe 30, 35, 40, not putting in their time, right? And how do we communicate opportunities that we have in this industry to attract young people? They talked about culture and communicating those core values and culture on the front end and bringing excitement. And it's not just, put in your time. This is the way we've done it for so long. Being open to new ideas and allowing young people to make impacts, I think, is what we're seeing when we're attracting young talent to our companies, is just giving them freedom and some opportunities to try to make an impact so it's beyond just the paycheck.
Why weren't you on the panel?
Well, that was one of the questions I asked. Somebody said, gosh, we had a lot of people up there that were, 50, 60 years old, which is great. I know the leaders, but we also have a lot of really young, talented people from the YFP. It's like, I would love to hear what they're seeing. I mean, are they in a recruiting role? What are some ways that they're reaching out to people that are their own age and bringing them in the industry?
Right. Are you personally involved with that YFP?
I did the mentor-mentee deal last year. I really, really enjoyed it. Had a great conversation with my mentor over the year and learned a lot. And I think he joked he got as much out of it as I did. Right, just good conversation about developing.
I'm sure. You want to hat tip your mentor?
Wes from Acumen and the Fontana Group.
Right
so
on.
Wes was my mentor. Very much enjoyed talking with him, and just great conversation of again, just generating what's the next group of people coming through. How do we get people involved and excited about fasteners or just in the distribution world? And again, it's just communicating the opportunities they have.
Last night at the cocktail party, what was everybody talking about?
Well, of course, everybody's talking about tariffs. Just impact and what's going to happen with the industry. Right?
How's this hitting Action Fasteners?
We haven't seen it yet. On the domestic side, certainly domestic suppliers have taken price increases because they can, which has certainly been interesting. But I don't think we're going to start seeing that in the next month or two. Of the prices of the landed product is going to now start going up on the import side. We haven't seen it quite yet, but it's coming down the line.
It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Darlene Collis, you're about to go on with Carmen. You're going to be talking about, what is it, hydrogen embrittlement or compliance, one or the other, right?
Yeah. Compliance this time. We're talking about PFAS, which is a huge hot topic right now. We're talking about CBAM, which is another one that's, the elephant in the room that we all have to figure out how to comply. So, a lot of good topics. We got Prop 65 and some other things in there if we get to it.
I want to talk to you at great length down the road about the CBAM stuff. You know that. Okay, yes. We'll get to it. Let's change the subject. What do you love the most about the fastener industry? And you can't talk about Matt DeLauder's wardrobe.
So the collaboration side of this industry is fantastic. Just the fact that I get to sit on the same stage as Carmen Vertullo, Soaring Eagle award winning Carmen Vertullo, it's just, there's a lot of industry experts. There's a lot to learn. It's an exciting industry, which is kind of odd. Not everybody would maybe think that, but it challenges me every day. And that's what I love.
You rolled into Linfast Group through, of course, Solutions. So what's the latest? What should everyone know about what's happening over there?
We are doing a lot of things with our collaboration of our different teams within the organization. So what we're doing is purchasing and quality are working together towards supply chain verifications. We have a company-wide approved vendor list. So we're actually going out and doing audits on site. We're doing a lot of coordination towards that. Verification of products. We're expanding metallurgent. So that's exciting news. We've got our ISO 17025 accredited lab. In Strongsville, we have a mechanical, dimensional, and chemical scope. We're going to be adding a satellite location into our Elgin, Illinois facility. And we're also adding a ISO 17025 accredited lab in China. So
You're heading over to Asia pretty soon, aren't you?
Yes. In April, I'll be going over there. A couple of us will be going over for a couple of weeks to do audits. We've got, I want to say it's about 40 meetings with vendors. So that'll be really exciting to get on site with them and kind of develop those relationships, talk about compliance, talk about quality, just make sure, process control, all the things that we need, because we're only as good as they are.
You've heard a couple episodes of Fully Threaded, I know, because you've commented. Does one stand out to you?
Oh my goodness. There's so many on there. I always enjoy Carmen's talks on there because I participate in his Fastener Experts group. So anything that he has to say, I always kind of gravitate to, because I just really, as an industry expert, I feel so fortunate to have that friendship.
What do you do outside the fastener world?
Oh my gosh. Say so many different things. I love to play golf. I'm into bungee fitness. I'm into jump boot fitness. I do pretty aggressive workouts. I love my grandkids. I love to travel. Oh, all kinds of fun things.
That explains all your energy.
Yes, hopefully. And I try to maintain that as much as I can. So that's what the big aggressive workouts do for me, is it just kind of amps up my energy.
Thanks, Darlene. Talking about fasteners with Paul Benini. How you doing?
I'm doing great today. Thank you.
So I never see you at Pacific West tabletops or pretty much anywhere else, but we're finally meeting face to face.
That's right. I hide well. Yes.
But you've been on FCH for many years.
Yes. I don't remember when we started, but it's been many, many years.
Thank you for being out there.
Oh, you're very welcome.
How'd you get into fasteners?
Oh, my father got me into this many, many years ago. So started sweeping the floors, packing nuts and bolts, changing light bulbs, a young old age of 13, 14 years old. So then when he passed away in 86, I took over the company. So been there ever since.
And what's Harrison Benini focused on these days?
Screws, nuts, bolt cutting tools. That's our primary kind of in the brick and mortar. We also do a lot of other items outside of that for what we call our local business enterprise. We sell a lot of things to large contractors that are working on large buildings, large construction projects, and we're able to participate as a local business enterprise. And it's a nice piece of the business, a nice add-on.
At one point, was Harrison Benini also kind of focused in aerospace or military? I just from your logos in that.
Yes. Did a lot of business with Aerojet General, a lot of business with U.S. Navy Ship Supply, Alameda Naval Air Station. Those were all prime customers way, way back in the day. And then moving forward, as the decommissioning happened in 84, 85, that all dried up, but our commercial business kind of started picking up. Elevator trade, sheet metal, iron workers, curtain wall, that kind of started picking up. So when one dropped off, another picked up, and we survived that transition, thank God. So
that's kind of a classic fastener industry story, isn't it?
Right, from out of the hot and into the fire, yes, type of thing. So
you're longtime in sequel guys too, aren't you?
Yes, we're pushing 13, 14 years, something like that.
Did you see Bob Reynolds made it to the event here?
I'm gonna go talk to Bob.
Thanks for stopping.
Thank you very much.
Just hanging out in the booth. Rick Simpson, Parker Fasteners. How you doing?
Having a great day, thank you.
We were just talking about, although you're more on the aerospace side, you're backed up here to Brighton, I noticed, and obviously that thing's running for you guys.
It's running, from what I understand, it's running great. They've been a great partner. We're happy to be partnered with them, and now I'm going to be a Major League Baseball player and saying I'm just happy to be part of the team.
Well, you got to get those things. What do you like most about being on the Parker team? What side of it are you on, and what do you like about it?
So I'm a regional sales rep, and what I like the most about it is the organization is just so people-friendly and tight, and everybody's got the same goal, and we all know what we're going after, and we have the support. Me as a salesperson, I always have the support I need, and I couldn't be in a better spot.
What do you think is the next big thing for the fastener industry?
Trying to figure out the tariff challenge. And then after that, it's just being able to manage the business that's coming in. There's been an incredible influx in business in the last 3 years. We're riding a wave, and we need to figure out a way to keep riding it.
Bingo. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Rick.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You know, listening to these again, it's hard to believe it was only a few days ago. And I'm reminded how many conversations you actually do jam in during one of these conferences. It really is a high bandwidth opportunity that they bring. So thanks to the Pac-West board, Carl and your group, everybody did a wonderful job. Of course, Jamie and Amy kept everything rolling along. And I should also mention that Vicki Lester, longtime executive director of the Pac-West and also the NFDA, she made an appearance. Of course, she's, I guess, kind of in semi-retirement now with Amy and Jamie driving things along, but sure was great to see her. She's kind of like a celebrity there, you know, hard to walk down the aisle without stopping at every table, and that's great to see. I also had a conversation with another person that I haven't talked to in quite a while, and I couldn't get him to record this time, but I got his promise that he'll be back all the way back from episode 1 of the Fully Threaded Radio podcast, Andy Pells. He's a West Coast guy. Man, did he turn me on to some really big ideas over the years. This time we were zeroing in on some AI concepts, and yeah, he's still on top of things. Really great guy. Quite a few others as well. All right, I promised you some numbers. Jamie sent me this quick summary in case you were wondering. The tabletop this time included 57 exhibitors, and there were 242 attendees to that show. So really strong numbers, great energy in the room. And I don't think there was a time when I wasn't yapping with somebody. So mission accomplished on that front. Now, golf. And I should mention that I tried again to score a 30-pack of Busch Light. I don't know if that segment already played. Actually, I think it's coming up in this next package. But they don't sell it down in Southern California. Although I did walk to the corner liquor store down the street from the Westin just to make sure, but no dice. Anyway, the golf event went on, and I'm very glad to say that the winning team was led by Rob Big Country Reynolds of InSequel Software and his dad, Bob Reynolds, longtime Pac-West guy, made a triumphant return. They teamed up with Joe and Bob Truckee with Cal Fasteners. I mean, that is old-timey Pac-West if ever there was a team. Only thing better would have been the Porteous brothers came in and took it, you know, but that was just great. Talked to Bob afterwards in the hotel lobby. He was just glowing. He showed up to see Steve and Cheryl, of course, and he brought his wife, Kim. So it was a wonderful reunion and really set the tone for the conference for me. So this next package is a little bit shorter, but I think it rounds it out. And the last one in this sequence has got to be one of my favorites because, well, I think it speaks for itself. It's Mike Chen with Swaco, and he told me something that I never knew before, something that we did about 10 years back, paid off dividends, and, well, you'll hear. Well, thanks for listening to this special report, and thanks to everyone who stopped by to say hi at the FCH table this time.
Paul Vittori, Socket Source. You've been with FCH forever. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm excellent. So we were talking about racing and training and all that stuff. I was telling you about our mud race, and you're training for something a lot bigger, man.
Yeah, you know, I've been, at my age, it's survival of the fittest. And I've just had this whole thing about if you can keep yourself fit, you can live a longer, healthier life. And so part of the way I do it is I put something on the calendar that's a challenge, and I start training for a 30-mile ultra trail run, and I'm still working on it.
So you're going to run like 7 or 8 miles up a mountain?
Yeah, so it's the current race that I'm registered for is 16 miles. It's a loop. It's 7 miles uphill, 9 miles downhill.
Wow, that's hardcore. Well, you would be a perfect candidate for our mud race, but I'll wish you well on your training for, for this thing.
Yeah, well, we're training, and, I told me about your mud run, and I'd like to be a contestant in that. In September, it could be your mud run's in August, right? And that could be a warm-up to my September race.
There you go. All right, Socket Source is growing. We'll talk about that down the road, but good to see you, Paul.
All right, good to see you too, Eric.
Christian Goebel. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you doing?
So far, so good. It looks like we're closing down the tabletop, and for us, it was a success. What was your experience today here at Pac-West?
Yeah, it was a great show. Steady traffic, good visitors, good conversations.
So I saw you at one of the sessions this morning, this one with Jeff, his name was, and he was talking about different ways to optimize your energy and focus yourself and get yourself prepped up and things. And I know you're a tough mudder and you're the CEO of a growing enterprise. So what was your main takeaway from that session this morning?
Sustainability in the end. He outlined a good roadmap on how executives can kind of balance the stress and the workload and how to make sure that they're in peak performance, positive mindset, and just instead of why is this happening to me, this is happening to me because it allows me to do X. And it was really a good mindset shift. It was a great presentation.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. How are you going to carry that over to Goebel?
Better preparation and just tackle each day with a positive and optimistic mindset.
Right on. As usual, though. I mean, you've been doing that for a while.
That is true, yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
You too.
Carl, you're the president of the Pac-West. Congratulations on a wonderful event.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. Great turnout, and everyone's enjoyed the sessions, and everyone's friendly like usual.
What's your biggest surprise on this one?
Not the golf. The golf was not the biggest surprise.
How about the rain?
The rain was the biggest surprise. There you go.
Okay, I wasn't surprised. I knew they don't sell 30 packs of Busch Light here, but I tried anyway.
30 packs Busch Light? Really? Hans Fuller, previous president, I probably shouldn't say this, but Hans Fuller, previous president, comes up to me and he goes, Carl, why do I do this to myself every single Pac-West conference?
All right, well, we know one thing for sure, and he did not drink warm Busch Light last night. But people were having a good time, and this has been another great event. I come out to the West Coast for it, and so I just wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you very much. Look forward to a great one next year.
Mike Lentini, Spiral, you were on fire today.
Thanks, Eric.
How do you keep getting invited to these panels?
I have no idea. I got them all fooled, I guess.
So what was the big takeaway from, first of all, what was your topic?
Our topic, we talked about bulletproofing your workforce for young fastener professionals and attracting and retaining talent.
Okay, and so we've been talking about that in the industry for a while, especially since the employment crunch has really become apparent. And what new wrinkles did you guys put on it?
Well, we're really ironing out some wrinkles, and a lot of those are really just creating a brand for your organization, really as a destination workplace. So a lot of it is making sure you're active in your community so that you're creating a brand for your organization to attract people, whether it's at the high school level, college level, or graduate level, so you can retain and bring new people into the organization.
You got to get them there in the first place to be able to retain them, right?
Absolutely, and that's the big thing that you get them in, and then it's the retaining part that takes the organization and the right culture. And put that all together, and you've got a pretty good mix there.
All right, so you keep showing up at these things. You said how much you enjoy the fastener industry when you were talking today, which we know that's obvious. You love it, but what do you really hate about the fastener industry, Mike?
Oh gosh, what do I hate about it? It's there's too much to do every day. Maybe that's it.
All right,
there's so much activity going on.
We'll take that. All right, Mike Lentina, Spiral.
Thanks, man.
Craig Beatty, we're here still at the Pac-West. It's the last morning. These things always seem to thin out at the end, though. You notice?
I do notice, yes.
We need more YFPers, hey.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Hopefully, we'll be present at Fastener Fair USA. The NFDA conference, we'll be having our book club in person instead of virtually. And after that, I believe we'll be at IFE in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, you guys are everywhere. You're now hooked up with the NFDA. They're giving you some support, and you had your board meeting here, and you have some big plans for promoting YFP and really getting wider participation. Isn't that it?
Yes, it is. As we talked about yesterday during the panel discussion, our plan is to create a program that makes us prevalent enough that employers, when they're hiring, part of their onboarding process would be compulsory just to sign their new employees up for YFP, which would help us and help them. Because when you sign up for YFP, you usually get a FTI training course of your choosing. It gets you aligned with the mentorship program that we offer, and it should be just a really good onboarding process for them and for the members of the fastener industry.
All right. Well, you guys have ambitious plans. I wish you well. I'll help you along however I can. And you hear that, folks? Compulsory YFP coming soon.
All the time. Thank you.
Jake Davis in the aftermath of the Pac-West Economic Comedy Hour. Quick take.
Don't ask me any economic.
So in wake of what was just presented to us here, how will BTM Manufacturing be proceeding through these choppy economic waters? Jake Davis.
Just same as we were prior to this presentation.
Outstanding. So we'll see you next year.
Okay, yes.
Mike Chen, Swaco. You know, I see all over LinkedIn. Good to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, you too, Eric. It's awesome to put a face to a name, and I see you all over the place too. So it's a great opportunity. Yeah.
We're winding down Pac-West. You're going to be a moderator at the roundtables, and you told me a story last night, and I was completely unaware about sort of how you got to this position. Tell me about it again, if you could.
Of course, yeah. So I was studying accounting in college, and it's something that when you're 18, graduating high school, they kind of make you pick something, right? And that's what I picked because my parents were happy with it. But I started over there, and then one day Peggy's walking by, and she said, you've got a great voice, for radio, or a great voice for sales. And
hang on, you were with Brighton.
Yeah, I was with Brian Best at the time. Yeah, my first job out of college in the accounting department. And about a year into it's when she kind of said, hey, you should come and check out this opportunity we have in Santa Fe Springs as an inside salesperson. So, I did that, and that's kind of all she wrote, So I moved over to inside sales for Brian for a couple of years, and I got a lot of experience from the team that they have, And since the beginning, I've always wanted to come to these Pac-West things, I didn't really know why back then, but I felt it was something important that I needed to do. And now 10 years later, I've never stopped. I did the 3 years at Brighton, then I did 2 years at Aerospace Southwest Passard, and now I've been 6 years with Swaco. And it's been great. It's a great opportunity to come and, talk to your industry peers, and you get a good opportunity to kind of share what's going on all around, and you get some good market info. And, some people think, oh, well, it's just our competitors there and this and that. But at the end of the day, that's, it doesn't matter. We're here to build relationships, and I think that's what it's been great for. So, being on the board of Pac-West now, I've had a lot of opportunities to contribute to these events and how they run, and, just meet even more people. So, yeah.
And along the way, you picked up your CFS?
Yeah. Back at the Brighton days, I entered the Fully Threaded Radio, the scholarship contest, and I won that back then, and it just... that was really early in my career, and it wasn't until later on that I started seeing a lot of people, it's a very prestigious thing. So I was very appreciative of that opportunity.
Yeah, I saw you talking with Joe Morris and Peggy earlier, and just brought that to my mind. All right, well, good to meet you again, awesome. Mike. Have a great round table.
Yeah, thanks. Great to meet you too, man.
Fully Threaded Radio is a production of Fasteners Clearinghouse.